Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Before we adopt the agenda, there is a small error in the agenda. Under new business, we have 12.6, a motion to approve the donation of a bench. It's not in the agenda, so if you want to add it to 12.6, so we need a motion to adopt the agenda, moved by Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. Item 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Anybody with a conflict on an item this evening? Yes, I have a conflict under new business 12.5. That's noted. Anybody else with a conflict? If not, we are on to presentations. There are none tonight, so we are at item 5.1, April the 15th, regular council meeting. Any errors or omissions? If not, does anybody wish to move? Moved by Conseiller Como, seconded by Conseiller Como. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 5.2, May the 6th, our council and committee meeting. Any errors in those minutes? If not, does anybody wish to move? Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Hill. All those in favor? Motion carried. Item 6, business arising from previous council meetings. We have nothing there, so we are up to my report for the month of May. On April 24th, I participated to the Youth Summit with Conseiller Ryan Cooper at the NSCC campus in Yarmouth. We had exchanges with the young people concerning what they perceived as challenges and opportunities for the Acadian community. It was really well. They had good ideas, and we could develop some partnerships and ideas that to bring to more in-depth conversations. On April 29th to May the 1st, I was at the spring conference for the municipality of Nova Scotia Municipality. It was hosted in Yarmouth, and the one in the spring they rotate across the province, and Councillor Cooper was there, and it went well. On May the 11th, I attended the first meeting of Nova Scotia Municipal Joint Rural Road Committee. I have been named on that committee by the NSFM members to represent the rural communities to come to an engagement with the province to look at the roads, the secondary roads, the JKHBE roads. Those are classifications, so it's to arrive at an agreement with the province on how the roads there will be an option for the municipalities at the table, but the discussions are really early. But they want this report out by mid-August. It's an aggressive date, but we will have another meeting in June to look at more details to see where everybody is up to. So that is my report. Any questions or comments? Councillor DeVoe, thank you. Regarding the roads, is the goal to give us some roads, or what is the goal? I don't know if you remember, we signed an agreement about 2 years ago for the service exchange agreement when they removed the schools from our plate. There were 2 or 3 things there in the document, so the roads were removed because there was no decision made. So they are putting the roads on at the table, and it will be a discussion on how it works and looking at the roads that are J-class roads. In definition, it is subsidized by the municipality, and they are saying that the first conversation was to take the roads that are provincial roads and they would be transferred to the municipalities, but I think that might be removed from the table or it is still in discussion. So it's around those roads. I don't have a lot of details, but that is the short version. Any other questions or comments? If not, that is my report. So we are item 8, official statements from the members of council. Does anybody have an official presentation? Councillor Cooper? Yes, thank you. I just wanted to congratulate the Clare delegation who has gone to the Acadian Games, the 41st Acadian Games held in Sydney. So congratulations to the delegation that well represented our region and especially the improvisation mixed group. And they will go at the end of June to the finals in New Brunswick, and we want to wish them good luck and bravo. That's good. I spoke with the coach yesterday, and they like to travel far. They went to the other end of the province, and they're going to the other end of New Brunswick this summer. So it's well deserved. Another? I have one more to note the graduation at St. Anne's that just took place, and just a message of congratulations to the people who graduated and to Honorable Arthur G. Leblanc, who is the new Chancellor at Université St. Anne's, and the 2 recipients of the doctorate, Wayne Godet and Suzy Leblanc. Congratulations to the university also for a great ceremony as every year. It's nice to see we have another doctor in the region. I don't know if he has patients yet, but any other official presentations? If not, thank you. We are up to 9 correspondence. The 9.1, Honorable John A. MacDonald, Minister of Municipal Affairs.
Village chairs. I'm writing to provide an overview of the legislative amendments approved this spring in the House of Assembly that relate to municipal governance. These changes were part of Bill 212. We are sharing this information to ensure Council has clarity on the intent and scope of these changes, as well as next steps. Amendments to the Municipal Government Act and the Halifax Regional Charter Act. Clarify the oversight relationship between councils and chief administrative officers, affirming council's discretion to exclude the CAOs from meetings related to CAO performance, effective immediately. Enable councils to delegate CAO performance oversight to a committee, effective immediately. Clarify council's authority in approving CAO participation in external organizations and delegating responsibilities during CAO absences, effective immediately. Introduce mandatory onboarding training for newly elected councillors to support strong governance and informed decision-making. Will become effective after details are established in regulations. These amendments are intended to strengthen municipal governance and support councils in their leadership and accountability roles. We appreciate the support that you have shared for these changes, either directly through your MLA or through your associations. If council has questions or would like additional clarification, your municipal advisors would be pleased to assist. In the coming months, the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities will be seeking your input on what mandatory training for newly elected councillors will look like in Nova Scotia. Our intention is that councillors feel equipped to fulfill their important responsibilities, how to work effectively with their colleagues and the staff of the municipality, and how to best deliver on the priorities of their constituents, the municipality, and our beautiful province. Regulations will establish the minimum standards for mandatory training, such as the types of training, the timelines for completion, and key responsibilities. We will look to you to shape these requirements through the work of an SFM. Thank you for your continued leadership. Yours truly, John A. MacDonald. Okay.
Des questions ou des commentaires sur cette lettre-là?
Any questions or comments on that letter? We are meeting these points, so it's being done now. We have the Human Resources Committee looking into that. There are 3 councillors on that committee, and a role is specific to the CAO. So we are looking into this. At the required training, Danny and myself had taken a course on the Rules of Orders. We took that in Kentville. That course is offered in Digby shortly, and it would be for the new counselors who would be interested. It's a day course, and it's worth it, with Chris McNeil. But he knows the book Pommel quite good, and he knows the processes. It's good information, so if you have the chance, you can register through NSFM. You can talk to Stéphane or Josette to look into this. It was on the email, and it was very well when we took it. So that's all. Any questions or comments on this? That's good. 9.2, Honorable Ken Maslin, Minister of Emergency Management.
Pleasure of connecting with many of you at the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities Spring Conference in Yarmouth. We deeply value the diverse perspective of our municipal partners and have been listening intently to your feedback and questions. This ongoing dialogue will continue to help shape how we will strengthen fire services together. On May 2nd, 2026, my colleague Minister John A. MacDonald, sent a letter to Mayor David Mitchell, President of the NSFM. This letter provides notice of any provincial legislation, regulation, or administrative actions that could have the effect of decreasing revenues or increasing the required expenditures of municipalities. This letter provides advance notice of these changes for the fiscal year 2027, 2028, and beyond. With the introduction of the Act to provide support for fire protection services, the Department is providing 1 year notice that all municipalities, whether they oversee fire services or not, will be required to conduct a fire protection service review to ensure municipalities and fire service providers make evidence-based decisions about the services they provide to their community. Ensure that local firefighter competencies, training, and personal protective equipment meet the service standard required by the Fire Protection Service Review. And 3, participate in a common records management system. These requirements will not take effect this fiscal year. Over the next 3 years, my team will be working closely with our municipal and fire service partners to support the design and completion of fire service reviews beginning in 2027-2028, and to develop regulations and standards. To establish the groundwork for the fire service reviews, our first step, to be completed this year, will be to design and roll out an online risk-based assessment tool to gather information and facilitate decision-making about the fire protection service levels that are aligned with recommended training and asset requirements. This tool will be provided free of charge to all municipalities with fire service providers in Nova Scotia. Training and support to use the tool will be provided by the Department of Emergency Management. To clarify, the tool and the Fire Protection Service Review are not separate requirements. At this time, the province does not anticipate any significant expense to be accrued by municipalities as a result of using the tool to inform fire service reviews, which will be required in the next fiscal year. In addition to standing up the new Office of the Fire Commissioner, this year's focus builds on the province's ongoing commitment to strengthen the fire service sector through access to specialized firefighter training and the certification process, education and training for municipal elected officials, procurement support, mutual aid and service agreement templates, design and rollout of the online risk-based assessment tool, and the new fire records management system. Meaningful change requires planning and collaboration. That is why your continued input is essential. We look forward to continuing to work with you to create a better service model for fire services in Nova Scotia. Sincerely, the Honourable Kim Maslin, Minister of the Department of Emergency Management.
Are there questions or comments on this letter? For us, we have already done our plan. fire service review. We've already done that, but it's interesting to do what is the tool that they're talking about. So it will probably good tools to use in our departments. With the fire service review, you might be interested to see exactly how it compares with what the province is wants. The risk assessment is something that we're going to be obligated to do. We don't know exactly how we're going to proceed, but it can be done internally. And we might need a specialized consultant. There's a lot of discussion amongst the municipalities how we will have a consistent evaluation for all the municipalities, because all municipalities have different ways to proceed. So we're interested to see how we can have this discussions we have now, and what is concerns the equipment. We'll see that we should meet the industrial standards for the security of equipment being used. Yvonne Thibodeau, our coordinator of fire services, is working on this now, and he is looking at all the different aspects of the 7 departments across the municipality and doing an inventory of the tools we have. So what is the expiry dates of all of this equipment, so that to be sure that either the maintenance or if they need to be replaced by a newer model. But I think we're well positioned to answer to these new requirements. The records management system, I'm not sure where we're going regarding this. We need more information from the province to see what they're looking for under this special system. 9.3 on the Ritzy.
Activities to promote your organization in Nova Scotia's tourism markets, with $11,500 being invested by your organization and a one-time funding of $11,500 for 2026-27 by Tourism Nova Scotia. Tourism continues to be a vital part of our economy. The program will provide your organization with the opportunity to partner and co-invest with Tourism Nova Scotia to create marketing assets and promote your products and services in key markets. These partnerships also support the goals under the new Tourism Sector Strategic Plan, which you can find at novascotiatourismstrategy.ca. nstourismstrategy.ca. Thank you for your hard work and the hospitality you provide to visitors, which makes Nova Scotia a place people want to visit again and again. I wish you all the best for a busy and successful year. Sincerely, Dave Ritzy, Minister. Ceci simple.
This is a program that we apply almost every year. It's a program that we had success with, and it allows us to take money that we have in our operational budget to promote our tourism of our region. So normally they match what we put in this program. It's normally 50-50. So we have had success with this program in the past. So I see a lot of value in this program, and I really want to thank the province for sustaining this initiative once again. Are there questions or comments on this item? It's money that's well spent. 9.4, Vitario, Secretary of the Council of Governors. Mr. C, because we would like to tell us which member of the municipality will be member of the board of governors of St. Anne's, whether it be the warden or somebody else nominated by the council. So this the nomination will be from September 26 to 2027. Now it's the warden Yvon Leblanc who's on this board. So we'd like you to give us a name at the earliest possible date to who will be on this board in the coming years. We thank you, and if you can, when we appointed our councillors at different committees at the after the election. For what regards the Board of Governors of St. Anne's, we already have a motion that the warden will be our the member of this board, so we don't need another. We're gonna see if the warden wants to stay there, if it's still the intention of council to proceed this way. If you're, sir, if you okay with the nomination, then I think we can send his name to the to Sylvie Terry. Are there questions or comments on this one? No interest. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, it's good. I'm good for another year. Brings you to item 10, the Chief Administrative Officer's report. I'll try and keep it short tonight. For the Veterans Center, a small update, the generator pallet has been poured and the generator and transfer switch have arrived, and they are in Yarmouth and Gray's Electrical. They are waiting for a crane to come and install it, but the work will be done shortly. For the land use strategy, as I mentioned last month, the recommendations that we received from the public consultations have been incorporated in the document. As you know, following this consultation process, we had a lot of comments online and recommendations, etc. When those comments have been included in a series of about 10 recommendations, and we are in discussion with the staff here and the members of council, we worked really hard to see how we could incorporate those comments and recommendations in our document. The work has been done, and the recommendations of the personnel and the council have been sent to Stentex. I spoke with Stentex today, and they have essentially finished their work to incorporate all these comments in the document. And the recommendation, we can see how that we can accommodate what the public asked us to consider. That work has been done, and we should have the revised document this Friday or early next week. From there, those documents will be again be available to the public for their revision, either on our website, in our social media, a hard copy here at the municipal office if somebody wants to pick up a copy, etc. So from there, the group had asked to have 2 weeks, a good 2 weeks to revise the document, and that's still our intention, to give 2 weeks for them to read it and to think about it and to prepare for the consultation session and to participate. In terms of deadline, what we propose as a date for the public consultation, we are considering Wednesday, June 17th. From there, depending on the sessions and the comments we receive, we would like to be able to present the bylaw and planning strategy first reading at the council meeting of June 24th. From there, we will have a public hearing for a minimum of 14 days before we have a public hearing. So we are looking at potentially July 15th, which is also a Wednesday. And from there, depending on how we are with all that, if we want to proceed with the second reading, we could put it on the agenda for the council meeting in July, which would be July 22nd or the 29th of July. It is certain that we are in discussion with the province. We had fixed June the 30th as the date to finish this exercise. So with the new deadline that we propose tonight, it will require that we ask the province again to prolong this date. They have accommodated our request until now, and they are seeing that we are doing some progress and we are consulting, and that something be put in place. So I don't think it will be a problem to have a bit more time to ensure that we do the exercise well. So that's what we are proposing. If there are some unforeseen elements, this is what we propose for the next month. For the active transportation plan, we had public sessions on Tuesday, May 19th, to really, so that the public can learn more about our plan and get more feedback from them, so we can do the promotion of the transportation project in general. So a few of our staff have organized 2 community marches, one in Le Petit Bois and another in Bellevoie Cove. There was a pop-up group last night on May 19th for the short track event. There was a visit at Inclusion Clare with the employees and the clients of Inclusion Clare. There was a open door at Rendezvous de la Baie, and finally we launched a survey online to give the public the chance, another chance to give us some feedback. So the survey will be open until the end of May. For the final plan in our hands, as part of the plan, it's the implementation plan will be looking at how to implement the proposition. So that will be in the final plan, which will include a phase-in, what we see as priority, the costing, potential financing, etc. So we plan to have all that done in May, and it will be rather in June, but it is going well. For the Clare Acadian tourism, the focus group now is the clam festivals. We are getting a lot of comments about this clams. Denise Saunier is working on an interpretation, signage, and the script that we will have for these interpretive panels. The program for the clam festival have been developed, and it will be from June 8th to the 14th. There will be trips to get some clams and tricks to get the clams, and we will work with innovative products for a community clam bake and other events. So this is all new for us, but the comments that we received from the public is very good. For the promotion we are doing for this new festival, we put some ads in SIFA and also the social media and the Facebook page. We have a specific page for the Clam Festival, and over 100 people are following that page. It is on our webpage, www.baie-sainte-marie.com, and we have a travel influencer through Nova Scotia Explorer who will be here during the festival to have some stories about the festival. We asked a few weeks ago for some videography to cover the festival. We had 3 replies so far, and it is Greenlight Studios who received the contract. So there will be 4 promotional videos, one on the Clam Festival, another on a partnership with Conseil des Arts de la Baie for painting outside, outdoor painting. There will be 2 sessions. The third will be a new walking tour in Le Petit Bois, and the 4th will be a comedy festival that will be from 30th to the 31st of October. On June 27th, the municipality, in partnership with Homes, we will have a tour of the Acadian Shore historical sites in Clare. There will be the old house in Metegan. There will be a conference to celebrate the heritage of Clare that is being organized. And Transport Clare is also involved in this event. And finally, as part of this project, we could put in place a co-op term for the fall of 2026 and hire Sarah, a fourth-year student at Université Saint-Anne, who will be looking at ecotourism for Le Petit Bois. It is something that we worked with the management team at St. Anne's, and they are in favor with this decision. So it was mentioned to the president and to the director of residences, Julien Comon, who takes care of Le Petit Bois. So it is a good collaboration for later this fall.
So what is the new, our new building here next to to this building? You have seen the siding, the exterior is complete, the garage door is installed, all the rough-ins, electrical have been, has passed the inspection of Nova Scotia Power. The underground service has also been installed, and now we are putting insulation inside the building, part of it, and then it will be covered by gyprock. And the project to have it finished, we're looking between here and mid-June to have it finished. So it's going along very well. Also, the restroom at Park Joseph de Gaulle is going ahead very well. I'm glad to be able to say everything. The electrical has been completed. The storage room in the back is completed. There are two of the back restrooms. All the plumbing fixtures have been installed. The third restroom will be completed between here and next Friday. So the people are working on that now. So it should be finished very soon, because of three bed restrooms are finished, but the grab bars will be put between here and next Wednesday. And the only thing remaining is the ramp to access the washrooms. So the cement will be poured next week. We hope to have everything finished before the first market that will be held, I think, on the 30th of May. For what's concerned the housing in the municipality, we have been the two that we were involved with Malta Holdings. The first one is in Little Brook. There are presently 9 houses that are on the site, and they are all rented out. There are 3 more houses that will be being constructed now in concession. 2 of these 3 are essentially finished. So the third one is about 70% finished. The pads for these 3 additional houses have been installed, and the installation will be done in the next few weeks, as soon as the cement is cured. The 3 houses in question are already been rented, and the developer also has a waiting list for people interested for other houses. For here in Little Brook, the objective this week is to have 16 houses on that site. For Metegan, you have seen that there is 1 house that is on the site now. It's on blocks. The installation, including the hookup for electricity, will be done between now and next week. The house is already rented out. There are 2 other slabs that have been laid down. Once the house the way it's working now, they're designing them. Once the house that is there now and installed, then they will go to Little Brook to finish the installation there. So to arrive at their aim of having 16 buildings there. So, and then they will go to Metegan between here and the end of the year. They hope to have 4 more houses there in Metegan. Regarding our financial, as of April 30th, the municipality had 11,777,000 $1,816 in revenues and $1,338,987 in expenses for a surplus of $10,438,829. As of April 30th, 2026, the municipality had a balance of $2,189,816 in its operating fund, $909,883 in its capital fund, and a total reserve balance of $3,247,540. So this is my report. I don't know if you have questions or comments. Thank you for your report, Monsieur Seer. The questions or comments on this report? Regarding the dates for the next meetings, I don't know if it's a question that would have will have an answer. That's for the land use bylaw for the meetings. This is what we're proposing to you. You don't need a motion as such, but we can continue discussing this. And I think it's very important to have the documents available to the public at the coming dates. It works for Stantec and it works for us also. If there are no hiccups there, we can go forward and have this finalized at the end of July. But if there's a need to prolong this operation, if there's something you want to change regarding the dates, just let me know, and if we can do the necessary consultations that need the consideration of council before the end of July, I think it is very good, but it's up to your discretion. Regarding promotion, are we in line with the shopper I have not tracked with the window shopper. I will do with our communication officer to see if we can do that, and I'd also like to go on CIFA to promote this initiative. I think, as you know, there's a person on Facebook that asks us questions and send us comments, and he really was able to go get the interest of the population, so I think it will be important to communicate with them also, and so that we can let them know the dates that we discussed this evening. Do you have questions or comments on this, Councillor DeVoe? Thank you. When we have the dates that are fixed, could you send us an email with these dates so that we'll have a clear idea of when the dates are to keep us on track? I will, once I confirm with the communications officer when the window shopper, we'll have the dates that we're proposing and that Stantec is proposing. I think it respects the amount of time that the group asked us to have the necessary time to analyze these new documents. So I think we'll try to stay with these dates and be sure to see if then we need these dates to do the proper dates that everybody will be aware of. So that brings us to number 11.1, Councillor DeVoe, WasteCheck. Thank you, Mr. Warden. On the 5th of May, we had 2 meetings of WasteCheck. We had our AGM annual meeting, and we do both meetings at the same time because the AGM is not a long one. So I have to report for the general meeting everything is status quo. The chair, Linda Gregory, is always chair of the committee. The vice chair is Mike Bartlett of our committee, and the secretary treasurer is still Chris Kingston, who is still holding this position. The committee itself is still the status quo. Everybody have taken the same positions that they had on the committees. So the meeting did not last very long. There was not much at the AGM to discuss, so we voted on those, and we had our our regular meeting rather, following this one, the AGM one. And at the regular meeting, we spoke about we were going to start talking again about EPR. The EPR is for needles, what we call the program, shots program. So
The problem with the needles, it's a problem in Nova Scotia, and we tried to go ahead with this, but we sent a letter to the Minister of Environment, and the letter that he replied was that it's not a good time now to continue with this. We asked when would be a good time, and we have no answer. So if it's not a good time, what is the good time? So we will continue to work on this, and we will have a template so that the municipalities can send a letter to the minister to work on this problem. Many areas in Canada have their EPR shop needle program. There are people who give their volunteer time by putting boxes for sharps or needles and areas where we find needles to try to have the people put them in there. The problem we have now is after the containers are full, we don't know what to do with them. Because the person who wants to take them, we used to have places where they could bring them, but now they don't want to do that. So that's another problem. So with the program APR, that would be taken care of by the province. So we are finding some needles in garbage bags, a bit everywhere on the roads. It is a problem. So we talked about this a lot. So we will continue to talk about this. We will continue to work on this. And so far, that is our next big project that we will work on. So in general, that's what the meeting was about. So that is my report for that meeting. Thank you, Councillor DeVoe. Any questions or comments on this? It would be interesting to see what they will reply about the needles, because it is a problem for every communities. So it's nice to see that somebody is looking into it. Number 12, new business 12.1, motion to approve the capital budget 26-27. Thank you, Mr. Warden. This evening we presented a capital budget for 26-27 for a total in investment of 22.8 million. The council had revised details of the report on May 6th. So for the meeting of tonight, we need to have an overview of the main points. The budget is a public document, so if the council accepts it tonight, it will be available online on our website. So first, we start with the municipal office. We are proposing $234,000 in investments for this year, and that is our new building that we are building for our recreation equipment. There we see also the purchase of a generator for the municipal building, because the municipal building will also include our EMO offices. And to do this, we need a new generator to be able to operate in case of emergencies. So we have those two items. For the Clare Health Center, we are proposing an investment of $174,727. The big item there is to redo the roof of the old section of the medical center. It's not that old, but the roof needs to be redone. There are also some items in terms of accessibilities with through the doors and inside the building that we can do. For the Veterans Center, we concluded our new building. There is not a big investment there this year, but there are still a few items. So we are proposing a budget of $14,900. So these are for small equipment pieces for the building, and there is the Rick Hansen certification for accessibility with a cost of $8,000 for certification. The new fire hall in Havelock is a project that we have been discussing for a while. This year we allowed $50,000 for that, and it's just to start the preparation work to develop the design, conceptual designs, professional service to position ourselves to be able to ask for financial support before the end of the year, and if the council decides to start the construction next year. We have a project at our Metegan wastewater treatment plant. It's a project that we started last year that looks at the modernization of the plant and to improve the quantity of the meeting. So I missed that amount. And this is in part in $1,496,000 for Metegan. The municipal council would be $472,000. We are investing at the park in Belleville Cove, $291,350. I mentioned the bathroom, but there's also the retaining wall repair. We are replacing ladders on the wharf and the gazebo roof and the market stalls for the market, repairs to the lighthouse, etc. So we are looking at $191,350 for the library. A few little works there to the building. As you know, it's a municipal building, and we are looking at $10,713 there for a few improvements in the lighting, a new door, etc. The Wentworth Park, we are looking at having a new abutment for the kayak launch, so we want to move it to improve the accessibility to the lake, and where the people will go to launch their boat. An estimate would be $15,750, and the work will start at the earliest, the 1st of June. At the CJA, $5,985 for picnic tables to support our staff and the young people who participate at the camps. We have $55,000 for the sidewalks this year. These are not big projects, but this is to complete sections that have to be completed. There's a small section in Church Point that needs to be repaired, that deteriorated quite a bit last winter. So we have a small amount for that. The total there for the sidewalk repairs, $55,000. So we have an interpretive project for the Clam Festival based on the estimates that we received from the consultant, $51,019 for that. And it's a place that we want to put some interpretation, picnic tables and washrooms, etc., to encourage the people of going. It's a good place to go walk the shore also. The transfer station, there are a lot of investments, especially in equipment. $151,692. These are partition walls that to deliver the EPR program, how we do the separation of the garbage when it arrives at the station. The eye wash station, equipment for the chipper that needs to be replaced, another $43,000, etc. For the Public Works Department, we are talking mostly about our water treatment, wastewater treatment, Meteghan, Church Point, Bellevos Cove. We are looking at an investment of $129,560. A lot of pumps, the lift station for the whole system. A lot of those have two pumps and some are getting old. So we are replacing some that are 27 years old. So it's hard. We don't want to wait until the pumps stop working. We need a reserve. So some need to be replaced right away. So they would have priority in this budget. As we do usually, we put a small amount for anybody if we want to acquire a piece of land for strategic purposes. We did not put a big amount. We have an $80,000 on the side contingency if a piece of land comes available for the community. And groundskeeping, we had a discussion with council that our truck, the Ford F-250, is getting used. It is 10 years old and is giving some hard things for the plow. So we are looking at $124,000 for a new truck, but also to replace the equipment that goes with it. So the two together would be an investment of $2.844 million. Any questions or comments?
That's a good summary, thank you. Are there any questions or comments on this report? If not, we need a motion to accept the budget. Councillor DeVoe. Thank you. It's one of very important items to continue the municipality to go forward. I'd like to move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the proposed 2026-2027 capital budget as presented. Proposed by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Como. All those in favour? Motion carried. 12.2, motion to approve the capital funding expenditures for the volunteer fire department. This is the 5 cents we charge on the taxes, municipal taxes. It's to buy the necessary equipment to offer services for fire works. Everybody present a capital budget every year to give us an idea of the financing for the next years. So these are organized in priority. So if you look at the plan this year, it represents a total of $252,380. This is a bit more than we had invested last year, but it goes up from year to year. It's not it's a pretty reasonable amount, and funds are available with the tax that goes on the tax bills of this year. So what we're proposing here has been presented by each of the volunteer fire departments in Clare. The items have been revised by Yvon Thibodeau, our coordinator for fire departments, and he thought these expenditures are necessary. A lot of these is equipment that our volunteers are well equipped if they need to deliver the services for the fire department. At the meeting of the council committee, we looked through each item. I will not do so again this evening, but if you there is nothing that has changed. The list is still the same investments. The departments have told us what was their priorities, and it has been verified by Ivan in his role of coordinator. So I want to do the $252,390,000 for the services of in the document that you have in front of you this evening. Are there questions or comments on this motion? Somebody wants to do the conseiller comment? I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the proposed 2026-2027 Volunteer Fire Department capital funding expenditures as presented. Proposed by Conseiller Common, seconded by Councillor Hill. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.3. It's to write off a total of municipal property taxes. There are 3 write-off items. Essentially, these are an error that we noticed. The municipality had bought 3 pieces of land last year. These were was either residential or resource, and after we bought those, after we took possession of these lands, normally we'd be exempt from these taxes because we don't tax ourselves. Normally this correction, the revisions would have been done on the property valuation services, but which tells us how much taxes we will hold. Unfortunately, this revision that was not done, it was an omission on the valuation services. We saw that when we looked at the tax invoices. So there was a total of $150.04. It's not a huge amount, but this $150 is divided in 3 pieces of land, $32.67, one of $71.39, and the other of $45.98. It's not a big amount, but to reflect, or rather to correct the error on our roll, the only way we can do this is to write off the taxes on these 3 properties. So I need a motion from council to do this. It is not a huge amount, but it's just to make it legal to do to correct this legally. So the questions or clarifications on this motion? Somebody wants to do this?
I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write off a total of $150.04 in municipal property taxes, broken down as follows. Account number 110-15964, $32.67. Account number 085-06620, the amount of $71.39. Account number 008-66113, with an amount of $45.98.
Proposed by Councillor Hill, seconded by Deputy Warden Potier. Motion carried. 12.4, motion to approve a community flagpole request.
I went a bit fast there. We received a request to fly a flag on our community flagpole. It is a request that comes from staff, municipal staff. from recreation department, but they need to follow the stages that we follow usually. It is to follow the awareness, Access Awareness Week in recognition of the Access Awareness Week. It is a good cause. It's something we do every year, but every year I ask you for a motion to do it so it can be reflected in the minutes and to let the people know that it is coming. So if you agree, we need a motion so we can fly the flag on the community pole. Question on this? Anybody wish to make the conseiller comment? I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the request to fly the Access Awareness flag on the community flagpole from June 1st to the 6th, 2026 in recognition of Access Awareness Week. Moved by Conseiller Camano, seconded by Conseiller Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 12.5, we need a motion to have the flag again from the Association Acadien Métis. I should have said at the last item, the flags are giving us access publicity for the awareness week, but this request is the same. It's to have the Métis flag on the community flag from June 21st to 26th. The 21st is the National Indigenous Peoples Day. It would be to recognize that, but it is also to commemorate the Métis culture. We know it very well. We are working with them closely, so if you agree, I would like a similar motion, and this represents a positive measure, according to me, as part of our plan to inclusion plan. Questions or comments on this? If not, Conseiller Cooper, I am ready to make the motion. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the request from the Association Acadien Métis Suréquois to fly the Métis flag on the community flagpole from June 21st to 26th, 2026 in recognition of the National Indigenous Peoples Day and Métis culture. Moved by Conseiller Cooper, seconded by Councillor Hill. All those in favor? Motion carried. 12.6, a motion to approve a fund for the Wentworth Park. We had a request from Mrs. Celica Adams, who would like to make a donation to place a bench, to purchase and place a bench in memory of someone. It would be a commemorative bench. I would like to place it at the Wentworth Park. I spoke with the staff, and it is certainly something that can be done. We have a precedence. We did it a few times in other parks, in other public spaces. So the discussion was on the need to have a policy for the future to guide us when on the way that we deal with these requests. It would be a bench, tree, artwork, or a piece of land. That being said, with our discussions on May the 6th and with the staff, the recommendation to the council would be that we accept the offer, we approve the request from Elika Adams to make a commemorative bench, and that she worked with the staff at the community development to see what the bench will look like and where it will be placed, but also that we proceed with the preparation of a policy to help us to look at the way to deal with these kinds of requests for the future. So tonight, by respect for Mrs. Adams, she did request. I would recommend that the council have a motion to grant her request. that would allow her to purchase and install the bench. Questions or comments on this? Anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor Hill?
I move that the council for the municipality of the District of Clare approve the request from Ms. Halika Adams to donate a memorial bench to the municipality for placement at Wentworth Park.
Moved by Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. So that brings us to item 13, the closed session. We have one item in camera, the contract negotiations. Before we ask for a motion, I want to put the date and the time of the next regular council meeting will be Wednesday, June 24th, 2026 at 7 p.m. So we need a motion to go in camera. In committee, moved by Councillor Camo, seconded by Councillor Camo. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. So good evening, everyone.